Right, so the company had some other plans and stunts to help draw outside audience to the pay-per-view, but for what it's worth, the UFC president, Dana White, had the following to say about Brock Lesnar during WrestleMania in an interview. He's under contract with me, I don't want to blur those lines. First of all, him coming over and making the choice to leave WWE and come over here, we gave him that shot. It was a big risk on our part. The guy was 1-0, but he's done incredibly well. What the guy has been able to accomplish with no experience in such a short amount of time, I don't want him going to WWE and blurring the lines of what's real and what's not. I think it happens to us sometimes now. So basically he's saying, we're real, they're fake. If he goes over to WWE, then people are going to think that UFC is fake.
It's a work, he's in on it, he's going to turn up.
Wanna do it?
Wanna do it?
So...
Sorry, I'm going to stop.
It's kind of funny now, though, to hear Dana White talk like that when 10 years ago, no, a bit longer than that, in about 97, WWF was promoting UFC on their shows.
Yeah.
Which is kind of odd.
Like with Ken Shamrock.
Because they had that time where they were like banned from everywhere because it was too violent.
Yeah. Now look at them. Awesome! So, yeah, that's that, I guess. I hate this. I wish this would just go away. I'm sick of talking about it every week. It's not happening. It won't happen. So,
I wouldn't mind seeing him do that sort of Mike Tyson-esque WrestleMania enforcer kind of thing. Because he obviously does have loads of outside of wrestling fans now. So it brings a little bit of extra than if he was just a former WWE guy that came back. But is it gonna happen?
No.
No. Or maybe. Or no. Or maybe. It's a work.
Speaking of stupid things that are irrelevant and they're pointless, what's wrong with me today? I can't talk. Right. In a bizarre filing, the Tennessee Titans NFL team are suing WWE over the name Titantron. WWE have used this term for years in relevance to their giant screen.
Yeah, Titan Sports, anybody? Titan Sports.
Yeah.
That's a company.
And they've been using that name since the early 80s when Vince created the WWF under the Titan Sports Company. The football team has only begun using the name in 1999. And 90% of the world are wondering what an NFL even is. Only kidding, I like the NFL. But, the Titans anyway! Who cares? This exactly, this
Yeah, I don't get it. What's their problem? Like, oh my god, they called this big screen a Titan. It's like people aren't confused. They're not thinking, oh, this must be about the NFL Titans. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so confused right now. I didn't pay a ticket to come to WWE and see their big screen.
They never say, they've never said Titantron, ever. They've never said it. The only time they've ever said it was like when they're selling their stupid ring sets for their action figures.
Yeah.
I can just picture a fat guy in a WWE t-shirt in a football stadium with a little tear coming down his eye because there's no Titantron. You just picture that.
Yeah, whoops, I came to the wrong place. So stupid.
It's dumb.
Because, I mean, they weren't even called the Titans until 1999.
They didn't exist until 1999!
Exactly, they were like sold from an... They were sold from an... Yeah, I don't get that in America. You can have football teams leave one town, go to another, and change their name.
It's fine, it's all part of the plan. It's good. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with moving?
Yeah, but you just leave all your fans there going, oh. Okay.
Yeah, but that's what TNA does. They were in Tennessee, like the Tones. Speaking of TNA, is Samoa Joe's contract up? It appears that Samoa Joe is happy to keep working with TNA on a pay-per-appearance basis until they iron out his new contract. So basically, he doesn't actually have a proper contract right now because it expired the day before the pay-per-view a couple of days ago, or weeks or... I don't keep up with TNA, I don't care. But basically, I think Samoa Joe needs to go back to Ring of Honor because look at Christopher Daniels and look at Homicide. Joe has had like the best and worst years of his entire career in TNA, but when he was in Ring of Honor, he didn't have weird face paint on his face going, I'm the one-man nation of violence. Right?
Ooh, I'm so cold,
He's being
they've got me.
misused, so
And then he
fuck
just
it,
forgets
he needs
about it. It was all a dream.
Yeah. What does everybody think of Samoa Joe leaving? Or staying, or whatever?
They kind of dropped the ball after he stopped being Goldberg and became just this fat guy with dancey music where it's like, I'm from Samoa.
Have you heard his theme song? It's like, I never did, but I never could, but I never would, and I never would. I'm Samoa Joe. That's his thing.
Yeah, but his old one when he used to come out where it started with like Samoan music with all these dancers, and then it's like you're not friggin' a head shrinker. You're just a guy called Samoa Joe. Are you even from Samoa?
Interesting. I don't know.
Isn't he like from California or something?
Let me have a look. Hello, Wikipedia.
Although someone said he's still distantly related to The Rock. Because The Rock's related to anyone remotely foreign in America.
I was going to say, isn't everyone in Samoa related to each other then?
Everyone is related to The Rock! Sorry, it's not. I'm not kidding, I looked at, like, the Samoan family line, and it's like the most confusing thing I've ever seen in my life. Right? He was born in Orange County, California. He was born in California! He's not Samoan!
I knew it.
It's a
Is he even Samoan descent? Or just a fat guy?
I don't know. Who knows? Speaking
Because
of
at least the
things,
Samoans have a reason to be fat. It's kind of in their genetics.
that's kind of racist.
It's not racist, it's the truth. It's their bodily...
So, anywho...
Yeah, but by that standards, then all Chinese people should be good at making electronics.
No, it's true. That's just the way they're... That's why The Rock had to have his nipples surgically reduced.
He had to have his nipples surgically reduced?
What? I've never heard that before in my life!
Either.
Didn't you know that?
No.
He had surgery to like remove... Oh, I'm not even gonna... It sounds pretty gay when I say it, so I'm just not gonna say it.
Yeah. Yeah, a bit gay.
But you get the idea, he had fat there that just wouldn't disappear, even though he's not fat exactly. Because it's the genetics.
Anyway, there could be other TNA contracts up. With Hamada gone from TNA, there are rumours that Taylor Wilde is also done with the company. LOL, who cares?
How odd.
So much for
So
a women's
Hamada's gone.
division.
Yeah, the women's division is dead in TNA. And I love how they're doing some kind of TNA tag team women's tournament. When there's no one. It's like, no one.
Yeah, is there enough
No
to have a
one.
tournament
So-
with women?
No,
Unless
I
they
don't
bring
think
in
so.
just loads
It's
of random indie wrestlers.
Hello,
Like they did
I
when
am...
it started.
Don't know, I don't care. Speaking of TNA news, Jeff Hardy was hammered? Or was he? Well, who cares, he's a drug addict. The final word from last night, aka the pay-per-view, is that Jeff Hardy was simply exhausted from his current schedule rather than being high
Obviously,
or
there's a
hammered.
drug addict in TNA. He's climbing in your...
In your windows, he's snatching your drugs up, trying to
I
get them and
thought
sniff
we
them, so-
agreed that's Chris Benoit's new theme when he returns.
That is Chris Benoit's thing, because
no.
Chris
When he
Benoit
returns?
Yeah.
Did you just say when he
Yeah,
returns?
'cause-
He's not going to return.
No, he's the Antichrist, you see, so he's going to come back, and then we're going to have Stone
Yeah, it's not at
Cold,
work.
who's going to be who is the second coming,
It's awful.
and then Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit, you have to hide your kids, hide your wife.
Instead of Chris Benoit coming down to the, he's going to come down to.
They're awful
He's climbing
people.
in your windows. He's snatching your people up.
Terrible people. Yeah, terrible people.
Just imagine if it was a work.
If he comes back
Just
with
imagine,
that
like-
song, I will mark out if he comes back with that song. I will mark. I swear on my life.
He's dead.
He's not dead. It's still.
Don't say May 19th.
That was the worst gimmick ever. It was the worst storyline. Don't say May 19th. May 19th came.
Don't say it! Don't say it!
No one knew what May 19th
Nothing.
was.
Nothing happened.
It was the worst
whatever.
piece of promotion I've ever seen.
I don't know what it was. What are you on about?
May 19th. Do you not remember that storyline with Kane? It was like, don't say May 19th. It was like, and then May 19th rolled round and nothing happened. Oh, and they had fake Kane, who was actually Festus, who then became Luke Gallows, who then got fired.
Speaking of being straight edge, which Jeff Hardy clearly isn't, what do you think actually happened, guys? I mean, Hardy was nearly pulled from the pay-per-view because of this condition that he had.
I think it's Vince Russo, Eric Bischoff. Now, I know I keep saying everything's at work, but I think that was at work. They're trying to play up his like drugginess, so because even his YouTube videos, I think it's one of those worked shoot things.
I think he's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your drugs up. So you better hide your weed, hide your coke, hide your weed, hide your coke, and hide your heroin, because he's taking them all out here. He doesn't have to come and confess.
Nice.
They're looking for him. They're gonna find him. They're gonna find him, and you can run and tell that. Run and tell that. Run and tell that.
Run and tell that. Run and tell that. Fat Hardy. Anywho. Stand back! There's a hurry troll coming through. Apparently, speaking of those people, on Hurricane Helm's latest web show, what's your problem?
What is Hurricane Helm's problem? I don't get what his problem is. But he said
he was talking about HBK on his weird web thing he does, and he was calling Sean's religious lifestyle at work, and that Michaels is one of the biggest drug users in the history of the business, who has snorted more coke and done more steroids than anybody else in wrestling. Shawn Michaels then responded to some that's done nothing with his career compared to Shawn Michaels, saying, verbal attack, wow, pretty scary, thoughts, sticks and stones I guess, smiley face. Shelms! Oh my god, what is wrong with me today? Fuck! Right, Helms then retaliated, saying, I wonder if a backstab a bunch of people and hurt careers and families and slaughter animals for fun, but then prey on stage, makes it okay.
I think he kind of has a point.
Just wondering. But enough about that hypocrite. I'm home after a great but hard-working tour and got to catch up on my DVR.
I'm sorry, but his last tweet made no sense, right? I wonder if I backstab a bunch of whatever, that make it okay. That doesn't make sense. That to me, that line doesn't make sense.
What he's saying is because what he's saying. There you go.
No, you go. Still doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, he's trying to call him a religious hypocrite because he does all this shit and then he's like, oh, I'm religious.
So the guy whose only greatest accomplishment is to win a championship that has been retired is verbally attacking Shawn Michaels. Now, I'm not saying Shawn Michaels is, the most, he's like the poster boy of religion and all that, because he did some nasty stuff when he was younger. But what caused Helms really to just go off on one about Shawn Michaels?
Well, there's obviously something happened once backstage somewhere, so...
Yeah, but I mean, it just...
I doubt he would just say it.
We've heard that there's... Because, we heard ages ago that there was backstage heat between Melina and Mickie James a while back. I never heard anything of this, and you would have thought that since Helms and Shawn, since at least Shawn, left and Helms was fired, it would have started then, but it just seemed to have come out of the blue randomly, in my opinion. It just seems like, bang, there you go, we're just going to start doing
this.
Hi, I'm irrelevant and I'm Hurricane Helms. Or maybe it's like, hi, I'm Hurricane Helms and I'm irrelevant and I don't mean anything anymore and I've got my name tattooed to my back, because I'm a
Maybe he's just doing it on purpose so that he tries and gets some coverage. I don't know. Maybe, people are like, oh my god.
He's trying to be relevant, but he's not relevant. He's just like, everybody look at me! Look at me! Please look over here! Please, look over here! That's what he's doing.